Most frequent questions that women ask me is what to do about dating someone who does not communicate often enough, does not text enough, does not call enough. And I want to give you a short answer to this and then a longer answer that I also think you need to consider. The short answer, consistency is more important than frequency. So much better to be with someone who commits to, say, talking to you 3 times a week, 45 minutes, and having those great conversations than it is to be with someone who is a constant roller coaster of, they call all the time, then they disappear. They call all the time, then they disappear. So that is one thing. You really want to look for consistency in the relationship. But beyond that, also use your words. Tell them, hey, I prefer phone calls to text messages. I'm okay if we communicate less frequently because of that, but I most definitely prefer phone calls. Or you can say, hey, I appreciate the text messages every day throughout the day, but at the same time, I'd also like phone calls as well. If the person really cares about you, then they will make more of an effort. So that is the short answer. If all you want is the short answer, feel free to scroll away. Now, here's a longer thing that I want you to consider. What is your need when it comes to feeling like you are considered and that this person is present in your life? And I say that because for some of us, deeper connections are more important than more frequent connections. For example, I have friends that I consider to be close friends. Yet at the same time, these are friends that I may only talk to like once or twice a year. And the reason why I still consider that a close relationship is because when we do talk, it's like we had a conversation the previous day. We pick up right where we left off, and those conversations are, very deep. I feel very emotionally connected to that person afterwards. Now, actually, my husband and I are completely different on this. So, my husband likes me to be around constantly, right? We don't have to really even be communicating with each other. He just likes to know that, like, if I'm reading and he's watching TV, he likes to know that he can reach his hand out and touch me. He just likes me to constantly be in his presence, right? Me, on the other hand, a huge pet peeve for me is that, my husband often works out of town, and I cannot stand it if he is trying to get in like a quick phone call with me and he's obviously distracted. Like he's trying to talk to me while doing a bunch of other things as well. I would much rather talk to him again less often, but when we're talking, he has my full attention. I have his full attention. And like, I just feel really connected that way. And I bring this up because sometimes issues in relationships come down to communication styles like that, So I understand my husband's need for presence. So I make more of an effort to be around again when we're together, even if to me, I personally don't understand that. To me, it's like, okay, we're in the same room, but we're not really communicating, so I don't get the point. But I know it's important to him, so I make that effort. And he does make that effort with me. Even again, if it's a quick 5-minute phone call, he knows how I feel, so he makes a effort that like if he can't talk to me very long, that he works very hard to like go someplace quiet and be intentional about making sure that those 5 minutes count, right? So it comes down to being able to communicate those things with a partner and making sure that you understand yourself well enough to know why these things matter to you, how you react, what level of connection you need, what frequency you need, so that you're not just frustrated with the person and saying, oh, you don't communicate enough. It's understanding, no, the way that you communicate and how I communicate are different. And sometimes that can't be reconciled. The two of you don't need to be in a relationship together. But if it can be, understanding how you operate and how you work, being able to communicate with that with someone makes a huge difference.